What's up, party people? Welcome to the Self-Care Bear Club. I am Care, your host, your friend, your confidant. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Have you been taking care out there, my friends? So many levels of self-care, so many levels. And today we're talking about fasting. Do you fast? Do you breakfast? Have you ever tried to fast? Are you completely against fasting? If you're completely against fasting, you're probably not here, so we won't speak to you. If you know somebody who's completely against fasting, or you're on the fence about fasting, maybe I'm going to give you 3 simple reasons you should give it a go. You should give it a go. I have been intermittent fasting somewhat unintentionally. Obviously, there's intentions there, but somewhat unintentionally have I just stumbled about it for years and years and years and years. And I tell people subtly and simply that it works for me. Now, this might not work for you. There are many ways in which you can fast. So do some more research, but this is just going to be the tip of the iceberg on 3 simple reasons and really important reasons that my personal experience has led me to kind of dig it. I say I do it unintentionally because I really did. I teach fitness, and 10-15 years ago, I just was teaching all my fitness classes in the morning, and I personally do not like to work out on a full stomach. I don't know who does. If you do, good for freaking you. That's awesome. But I just never liked to go straight into an intense, high intensity workout, right, with a full belly. So it kind of started that way. By the time I would get home, it would be 10-11 a.m., right? And then I would eat my lunch or whatever I would eat. So that's somewhat how it started. And then 15 years later, we're still into that pattern. It transitioned from that simple, unintentional fasting to me learning some benefits of fasting, and to me noticing these effects that I had on my body, to transitioning into more intentional fasting. So now I'm to a place where I literally, again, am unintentional about it. I don't even think about it. It's just a daily part of my life. And it's not super intense. So that's the kind of fasting I do. There is super intense in fasting and if you're not used to it, you're gonna have to be intentional about it, but you're here, and that means that you're curious about it. So I encourage it. And again, I encourage you to start simple. A fast is simply a period of time where you do not eat. You do not intake calories. So outside of this fast, or inside, get it together, Care. Inside this fasting period, you can have water. Anything that's 0 calories is what they say. I also bend these rules. Remember, this is your life. You got to learn the rules to break them. So I'm speaking to a lot of different people at a lot of different levels. You got to learn the rules. Fasting simply means a time where you're not intaking calories. So water, sparkling water, black coffee. Black coffee has some calories, but like barely any, right? So you can still have your flicking black coffee. How did I break the rules? My coffee had creamer in it. Oh no, it's not a real fast. Womp womp womp. I still saw benefits, right? I still saw benefits. So choose your own adventure. The different kinds of fasting that you can partake in is, you could do like I did, like fake it till you make it. But essentially, I was doing a 16 hours off. How many hours are there left in the day? 8 hours on. So for 16 hours, let's say from 8 until 12, is that 16 hours? From 8 p.m. until 12 p.m. I don't eat. And that still rings true to this day. Again, without trying, you can get to a place where you don't even try. Like, I don't care about breakfast. And don't get me wrong, I fucking care about breakfast. Like, if you gonna make me breakfast, I'm gonna eat it. Unless I gotta work out that morning and be on stage. So sorry, Pips. Sorry, Pips. I love breakfast. But on the daily, I don't love me some breakfast. I love me some breakfast. So it's very simple for me. Some days I have coffee, some days I don't. How do I break this rule nowadays? I always have my athletic greens. I always have my AG1, which is a green drink. Some scientists, some doctors say it's just a fruit in a cup, and I am a-okay with that, I realized. Again, you have to pick and choose your battles, right? If it's overpriced fruit in a cup, I don't enjoy eating fruit. So I'm gonna drink my athletic greens in the morning, and it works for me. So athletic greens, if you want to know about them, holler. They're awesome in my opinion, and they get my day going. So they are not 0 calories. No, there's no way it's 0 calories. I don't know how many fucking calories there are because I don't count my fucking calories. If you do, what are you doing? It's not 1992 and not 1992. No, this is not a technical error if you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube. I am just on one and my brain is all over the map. Okay, are you following? Intermittent fasting, 16 hours. Don't do it. Half of that time I'm fucking sleeping. More than half of that time usually. I'm like half of that time I guess. 8 hours. Sometimes 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours. So for a lot of that time, I'm sleeping, right? So if you're sleeping in, I'm really sorry. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've never done that. Not like actually slept 8, but like when I wake up, do you ever wake up and you like go to the fridge and you're like, what the fuck am I at the fridge for? Even though I'm awake, but you just like are ravenous. Yeah, that happens too. But generally speaking, we're not doing that on a normal day. And then what am I doing within those, what did we just say it was, 8 hours that I am eating? Am I eating Burger King? Am I eating ice cream? Am I eating donuts? Am I eating Doritos? Am I drinking pop all damn 8 hours? Nah, dog. You can't eat junk. Can't eat pure junk all that time and expect to receive the benefits, right? So we're still taking care of our body. Eat your junk with a purpose. I eat junk all the time. It's all good. And you don't have to think of it as bad. But we're not binging, right? We're not binging within this 8 hours. We're not like, oh, I'm starving myself and then I'm binging. No, that's not how it works. And that might seem simple, but no. If you've suffered, sorry, I'm at a place where that sounds silly to me now. If you are suffering or have recovered from an eating disorder, hello, maybe this is not for you. It's for me, and I made it happen with no problems, but I've spoken to other people who were in the midst and the dark depths of all their icky eating stuff, and they could not wrap their head around this. It was not healthy for them and what they were learning. So if it is not resonating with you, drop this episode, go check out another one, okay? For those of you who are still with me, you gotta give yourself some nutrients within that 8 hour, right? So that's one option. And it doesn't have to be that 16/8 hour period. You can find out what works for you, listen to your body. Don't listen to your mind, because if you are just eating immediately when you get up, this is not gonna happen overnight, right? I hang out with so many people who will just get up and start eating breakfast, and I'm just like, how? How? Because it's just so out of practice for me. But if you're in the practice of that, no judgment, like, and if you want to keep doing that, again, go for it. But it's the easiest way, in my opinion, to fast. You can switch that. You can eat your breakfast if you love fucking breakfast. You can eat your lunch, and then you can just stop eating at like 4 p.m., right? So that's one option. Another option, if you're like, no way, Carrie, everyday commitment, boo. You can do another variation of intermittent fasting where you, let's say, do 2 days on, 5 days off, or vice versa, 5 days on, 2 days off. So you could do that same pattern for 5 days, and then for the rest the other 2 days, you could just eat, again, not whatever you wanted, but you could eat whenever you wanted. Yeah, you're catching on. Intermittent fasting. You just don't eat for a specified amount of time. It's not as crazy as it sounds. Not as crazy as it sounds. Food is fuel. So if you are working out a lot, it doesn't mean you need to eat right before you worked out. Like, you still have that food in your body, right? You know, it doesn't like all dissipate within like 24 hours, right? I always refer to the Holocaust, and that's probably so fucking insensitive, and I'm so sorry if it is, but like, people weren't eating for like goddamn days, and they were like able to survive on nothing. Not a great example. I know. I'm sorry. That's awful. That's terrible. I'm very interested in it. Man's Search for Meaning. Are you reading it? I'm slowly reading it. The point of that, I'm going to hell, is that I just hear so many people in a conditioning of like, oh my God, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And at one point it was, and, And yeah, there's a lot of information. Choose your own information. I refer to that scenario because when I do get very, very hungry, or I think I can't do something because I didn't eat, I'm like, nah, y'all, you can survive on a lot less than you are surviving on. So let's move on. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Once you decide what sort of fasting you want to give a go, then you give it a go. And why are we giving it a go? You're like, please get to the good part, Carrie. The good part is the benefits, the 3 simple benefits I promised you. There are way more than this. Again, tip of the iceberg to encourage you to try it once in a while. The 3 reasons I fast, most important reasons I have kept to it over all this time, is the mental clarity. Number 1 for me, mental clarity. I don't know how y'all are out there working your blue collar jobs, building your own damn business, and eating fucking McDonald's or a giant pizza at 11 a.m. and then continuing throughout your day. If you are doing that, amen, friend, fucking killing it. Love you, not me. Not me. And especially since I became so hypersensitive to not eating really before a certain time. Like, if I ate a banana before I taught a class, I'm sure I'd be fine, right? I'm sure I'd be fine. But I just don't, and I'm extra fine. But if I ate, oh my gosh, like a breakfast sandwich, like with sausage and bacon and eggs, which are all good for you, by the way, I would just feel like that's where my body and my brain and all my systems are going to digest that food, right? When I don't have that in me, I have so much clarity to do other shit, right? Yeah, mental clarity. You know what it's like after you eat a McDonald's burger. And if you don't take a second to feel it out the next time, no shame. I'm not telling you to stop eating McDonald's. You just know that you don't feel that fucking good. And if you don't know yet, again, pay the fuck attention and try eating something else every once in a while. Number 2, it boosts your immunity, friends. Your immunity. Again, when you're not putting anything in your mouth, anything into your system, your body has all this time to do other stuff. Yes, it naturally does that while you eat too. That's what it was designed to do. But with these periods of fasting, it gives it like this extra boost. It's like, oh, okay, again, we're not thinking about X, Y, Z, P, Q, M, R, and T. We can focus solely on X, right? On X. So you're going to boost up this immunity. These cells are going to start eating something other than food. It's science. Look it up. There's so much research that intermittent fasting can help I don't know, I can't say that. Intermittent fasting can help if you're fighting disease, if you're fighting cancer. I know it sounds weird because all your doctors are telling you, eat whatever you want, eat ice cream, eat whatever you want. Maybe you're at a stage where you need to eat wherever you want. And I get that. And I send you all the love in the world. But check it out. Check it out. Cancer is literally like your body eating itself. So while I do want you to get your calories and not die, if you're eating, again, the Doritos, the sucralose, the made up ingredients, your body has to work extra hard to not only fight the cancer, but fight all that shit you just ate, right? So these are layman terms. You know that's the only terms I use, but it's real. It's real. It's real. So we're gonna have mental clarity. We're gonna boost our immune system. And I didn't get to be all serious and talk about cancer. Like this will boost your immunity if you're not sick, right? That's the point. We want to boost our immunity before some real disease happens to us. So you're gonna feel all over better. Your body is gonna have better fighting power for when these little diseases and bacterias and things come into your body. They're gonna be like, zap, 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 zap. I got nothing but time, baby. I got nothing but focus to keep your body healthy, right? Who doesn't want to be healthy? Who doesn't want to be happy? Who doesn't want to be focused, right? So we're going to be focused while we're doing some of our most important tasks, right? I'm not saying your nighttime tasks aren't important, but generally speaking, the general population, well, let's not even put it into terms like that. I was gonna say the general population is like, working 9 to 5 or whatever. You can change these times. So if you work a night shift, remember you can change your fasting times. So whenever you feel like you need the most mental clarity, flip that script, fast a little bit, and notice how you feel. Drink all the water. Don't stop drinking water. Drink all the water. I don't want to say drink all the coffee, but drink all the coffee. You know I don't give a fuck. Whatever you do, feel good about what you do. And lastly, but not lastly, who doesn't want to maintain their weight and or lose weight, right? Depending where you're at on the spectrum, intermittent fasting is, it's proven. What a word. It's proven, and somebody will prove me wrong, as the internet does. There's an argument for everything, friends. So you make your own, as I do here. But it's proven for weight loss and weight management. It's true. I've seen it. I have managed my weight pretty damn well for the last 15 years. That's a stretch. 12, 10, let's say 10. I put on some weight this year. I was grieving. We've talked about it already. No big deal. I wouldn't say I flew off the scale or anything like that. So still management for the habits I was creating and the way I was feeding my body, right? So weight loss, weight management, It literally is going to regulate, again, layman terms, your blood sugar, your glucose levels, your insulin levels. I've read studies where it can actually reverse a certain type of diabetes. Don't quote me on which kind, maybe type 2. Again, that's iffy. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, so take all this information, and if you do have a health condition or suffer from some sort of disease, stop suffering. It's hard to do, but don't suffer, and check in with your health professionals, right? I am not a health professional, health coach, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that, and nor do I want to be. So thank you to all of those who are doing that for us and fighting our diseases. But it has been researched to actually reverse certain types of diabetes, and again, cancer in the research I'm researching, and all sorts of diseases, right? Disease means there is a lack of ease in your body. So that's another conversation, but it does come a lot from what we eat. So if you decide to fast, you're going to gain mental clarity, you're going to boost your immunity, and you're going to manage your weight and or lose some if you have to. Again, only if you're feeding your body nutritious shit and not eating a bunch of junk in the times where you are not fasting. In the times where you are not fasting, you are going to try to follow the rainbow rule, right? We're in the Self-Care Bear Club. Who doesn't love a fucking rainbow? Just make your plates as colorful as you can and eat as many veggies and fruits as you can. When you can't, don't beat yourself up about it. It's going to be all good. Enjoy your ice cream too, friends. So, are you with me? Try it. Start simple. If you do eat breakfast, try to wake up tomorrow and eat an hour later than you normally would. Now, again, that's hard. I know if you're going to work or if you have a set schedule and you're into it, don't worry. Don't worry about it, friends. You're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be hungry if you've never tried this. But it won't take long for you to notice these 3 simple benefits. Again, the mental clarity, the immunity boost, and that hot bod of yours, right? Check out more research. Maybe I'll post something in the links if you're really curious about the science of it all, right? There's great information out there. I'm just here to give you my experience, and I'm so glad you're here to listen. So thanks again. Intermittent fasting is not for you. Maybe, again, if you've got a real struggle with food going on, any eating disorders, maybe save it for a later date. If you're on medications, if you've got certain health conditions, again, don't talk to me. Talk to somebody else, your doctor, maybe that you trust. Do your own research. We don't have to put all our faith in other humans either, right? Do your own research. And not for pregnant women. Not for pregnant women, right? We're growing a whole human. We're growing a whole human out there. So eat your food, eat your ice cream, get your pickles, whatever you're craving. I see you out there. And maybe not for anybody under 18, right? They're growing too. They're growing and they got enough issues to deal with. And maybe if you suffer from hanger, I do get hangry sometimes. So today, for instance, again, unintentionally, I fasted until like 4 p.m. That's a long day for me. Okay, that's not even true. See, I just be like making shit up. I had some chips and salsa as I walked to work, which is very weird for me, by the way, but it was awesome. I enjoyed it. It was hysterical. Anyways, I had that, so I didn't fast. But some of you are like, what? That's all you had before 4 p.m.? Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. That's all I had before 4 p.m. And I did notice I was getting a little hangry, by like 5 p.m. when I got home. I was like, okay, it's fucking time. So pay attention to those feelings too. Like you can bend these rules, right? You can bend these rules, and it's way past time to go here. I mean, I don't monitor my time usually, but I try to keep it concise. And if you're noticing me on YouTube, I keep sliding my theme song back on the garage bandy here so I can keep talking about nothing to you, because that's my favorite thing to do. I love you so much, and thank you for listening to me babble. I would love to tell you that next time. I won't, but that would be a lie, and I wouldn't fucking love to tell you that. So thank you for your ears, your eyes, and your heart and your soul. You got this. Whatever it is you want to do, I'm here to remind you that you can do it. You can do it. So I'll see you in the next episode, my friends. Until then, remember, it all begins within. So give yourself a big old hug. And take care out there, my friends. Bye-bye for now.